Hello and welcome to a new One Piece card game card reveal video, and my PC can't install updates, whatever. So yes, this is possibly the most exciting piece of news we've had in a very long time. Before I go any further, I want to have a big thank you to the One Piece card game Discord, link in the description. Go join it if you want card reveal news as soon as possible. It's what I recommend. And also a big thank you to one of the translators from the Discord, Wadish. He just bought the new issue of Shonen Jump in Japan, and with it came a lot of new info from a One Piece card game advertisement printed in the issue. Today we're going to be talking about two of the cards from the advertisement. I will be talking about the rest of the cards and the rest of the info in a future date, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that info as soon as I can make a video about it. I'm trying to rush to get these videos out, so excuse how all over the place I am. But this is very exciting and deserves a video of its own, because we now have two new leader cards from two of the starter decks. The green Worst Generation deck and the blue Warlord deck. Previously we only had info about the red and purple decks, and now we finally know a little bit about how these two other colors are going to play. So this is really exciting. Before I go in though, small disclaimer, these are only one card from each deck that we're talking about today. And so, you know, a card is only going to work as well as its context, basically. Like, we don't have the other cards in the deck, so we don't know what kind of combos they're going to have, and therefore what kind of playstyles they're going to have. And so we're going to be speculating quite a bit as to how these cards will work. We don't have all the info though, okay? Good. Now, let's get straight into it with Eustass Kid. So Eustass Kid is a really fascinating card. It's one where the playstyle really kind of hooked me immediately. So you got 5,000 power, and then that like attack type is special. And it's got an ability, 5 life, by the way. All of the leader cards so far have 5 life in the bottom right corner there. And its ability, activate on during the main phase. Once per turn, rest 3 Don cards in your cost area, then discard a card from your hand, then switch this leader to active. What does this mean? In one abbreviated word, multi-attack. And that's really interesting. So let me walk you through the card. Obviously, you'll have the card already out in the field during your turn. And what you'll do is you'll take 3 Don cards in the cost area of your field. You'll turn them on your side, on their side. And then you will take a card from your hand, you will discard it from your hand to the trash, and then you will be able to take this sideways leader card back upright again. Why is this interesting? It's because when you attack with a card, you turn it on its side. So by turning it upright again, you can then turn it on its side again, meaning you can attack a second time per turn. Now, this could mean that green will have a very aggressive sort of playstyle. We don't really know what kind of playstyle this color will have, because this is just one card from the color and from the starter deck, no less. So we don't know for certain, but this does give us a pretty good idea anyway. So why is this good? This is good because it's more efficient Don usage. Basically, one of the big mechanics in the One Piece card game is attaching Don cards to various character and leader cards on the field to power them up and give them extra power, and you only get access to a limited amount of Don cards. And so by being able to attack with the same unit multiple times, you'll be using, you know, the power gained from attaching Don cards multiple times. Obviously you're resting 3 Don cards to do so, but hey, who knows? You may be able to attach rested Dons. There are definitely cards in the red deck that allow you to do that. Who's to say you won't be able to in the green deck? There's a lot of possibilities from this. There's also potentially event cards or character card abilities that may only trigger when a leader successfully attacks, and most decks will only have 1 leader attack per turn, whereas this deck could potentially have 2 leader attacks per turn. So you're doubling down on that ability. That's also really good. There's a lot of potential that this card could have, and I think that's really fascinating. As for the next card, we have Crocodile from the Seven Warlord deck. So once again, 5 life in the bottom right corner, just like all the other leader cards so far. And then 5,000 power and special for the attack type. And its ability goes like this. So activate on the main phase. Once per turn, don -4, return 1 cost 5 or lower character card from the field to its owner's hand. Like I said, I'll walk you through it just like I did the other card. So you'll have this card already out in the field because it's a leader card. And once per turn, you can take 4 Don cards from your cost area and put them back into the Don deck, right? And then you can select 1 cost 5 or lower character card currently on the field, and then you just send it back to the owner's hand. Pretty self-explanatory. So there's 2 really interesting things to this ability, right? One is how expensive it is, and 2 is how vague it is. What do I mean by this? So on first brush, everyone's going to think, oh, return 1 cost 5 or lower character card from the field to its owner hand. That's really good because it can make, your opponent waste Don cards, basically. If you send a cost 5 character card from your opponent's field to their hand again, they're going to spend the next turn wasting 5 Don cards to get the same card out again. That's kind of a nuisance for them. And that is a pretty good way of using this card. You can maybe even get rid of counter cards and that kind of thing. Get rid of them. If you think that you could end the game on this turn, get rid of all of their blocker cards, and then just swing for the attack and end it before they even get the chance to send the blocker back out again. That's a pretty good use for the ability. However, it doesn't just say opponent's character card. It says any character card from the field to its owner's hand. Well, it doesn't specifically say any, but it just says character card. And when a card ability is vague like this, that's done intentionally. So you can take a character card from your own side of the field and add it back to your own hand. Now, what could this mean? I have no clue. Mainly because, well, we don't know what kind of cards we would be returning to our own hand, because this is the only blue card that I've seen so far, right? However, this could potentially kind of hint towards what the cards in this deck could be like. For example, there could be very powerful on-play abilities, meaning that cards could have abilities that when you add them from your hand to the field, a really powerful ability activates, right? So what if you do that and then return it back to your hand again so that you can then play it again to activate the ability multiple times? That sounds pretty good. However, we don't know what these abilities will be. The second really interesting thing, as I mentioned and hinted towards earlier, is the Don -4. So this isn't just taking Don cards and resting them on their sides. No, this is taking Don cards and putting them back in the Don deck. This is a really expensive type of ability because you only gain access to an extra 2 Don cards per turn, meaning using this ability once will set you back 2 turns worth of Don cards. That's quite a lot. That's going to limit you in a lot of ways, except my theory, keyword on the word theory, is maybe not. I think that maybe because this one ability is so expensive and because it's tied to your leader card, meaning, you're going to want to use it, I think that maybe there will also be cards in this deck that will allow you to gain access to more Don cards in an average deck. Maybe cards will have an on-play ability that let you take a Don card from your Don deck and place it back out to the field again. That's just my theory, and again, without any real context, so I don't know, but I get the feeling that on its own, 4 Don is too expensive to be worth using, and since it's the leader card, potentially the most important card in the deck, they are going to use the rest of the cards in the deck to justify you using it. So I feel like there's going to be some form of Don card recycling system in this deck too. Or maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it really just isn't that expensive of a deck, but expensive of an ability. But to me, that seems really expensive. I don't know. So yeah, those are the 2 cards in this news video. Sorry, my mind farted for a second there. Those are the two new cards we have from the new issue of Shonen Jump. Once again, big, massive thank you to the One Piece card game Discord server for this information. Go join, link is in the description. And let me know in the comments what you think about these cards and what you think ways the abilities for these cards could interact with the rest of the cards in deck in future. I would like to see your thoughts on how these cards could work in a greater context once we have more cards revealed. Because yeah, that's one of the really exciting things. Because we have so few cards revealed so far, we really can speculate as to what kind of gameplay styles these decks could have once we have more cards revealed. There's a lot of room for interpretation for these card abilities, and I think that's really fascinating. So, as I mentioned, we're going to get a lot more news in future. There are some more promo cards announced in that same issue of Shonen Jump, and so I do plan on talking about those in future, as well as a One Piece card game live stream happening on the 31st of March, showing 2 of the decks pitted against each other. And I do plan on covering that as well. So for more One Piece card game card reveals, be sure to subscribe to the channel and even check out the ones I've already put out. I think they're quite good. And yeah, that's it for now. Remember, for every statement, there's always an asterisk. See you later.